Hi Libra, this is going to be your general forecast for the middle of August 2021. This is good primarily for Sun, Rising Moon, or Venus placement of Libra. However, as always, please keep in mind, this is a general message. It's not a personal message, so it may not resonate with everyone that watches. Feel free to watch readings for any other part of your natal chart. There's a lot of wisdom and knowledge to be gained by watching readings for your other placements, okay? Definitely check your Rising Moon or Venus this week, any other part of your chart. If this doesn't resonate, Libra, you can find the messages that you need there instead. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link to my website is down in the description below this video. If you're new, welcome to Soma Chandra Tarot. Subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. Also, check out my other channel called Soma Chandra Libra. I do love messages over there for Libra every 3 to 5 days, but get into the vibe on both channels. Okay, this was a meaty reading. There's a lot going on for you in the middle of August. Some of you are going to be challenged in temperament and gaining some clarity on some things that you've been emotional about. The first thing I see here for you, Libra, messages from the solar system and the galaxy in particular, which we are all very much a part of. The 10th house, you have a 10th house activation. My astronauts, you're out of this world. The 10th house is about your achievements and status in the outside world. It calls us into cardinal energy. You are a cardinal sign, Libra. It is very often a lot about career, reputation, your professional achievements, also your moral conditioning. So think about your moral conditioning this week, what direction you're going, your life goals, prestige, your position in the world. You're going to be thinking a lot about that. Venus and Vesta both came in the reverse. So Venus is the part of you that desires beauty, success. It's also about indulgence and valuables. Venus is your planet. Venus captures your capacity to love and your core values. It's a planet that shows your attitudes and your needs in relationships as well. So check your Venus placement. That's going to give you your strengths and weaknesses, okay? This is a house and a planet that also shows what you value the most and what you're attracting to yourself. So think about what you're attracting to yourself, Libra. It's also a planet of refinement and money gained and lost. So some of you might have struggled with indulgence this week. Watch your spending this week, because one of your main pieces of advice is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So curb spending. Do you really need all the finer things in life this week, Libra? You might need to check in on any parts of your budget, what you desire, what you value, what your core values are, what you're attracting to yourself. I do think that there will be a focus on your capacity to love and how much focus you place on relationships. Also, money gained and loss. Watch out for loss. Vesta came out as well. Vesta is a fantastic constellation. This is about the goddess within, and she represents your sacred spiritual center and a quiet dignity. She's almost like strength, like the constellation of Leo, but she's more of a feminine constellation energy. You may struggle this week, Libra, to be dignified and gracious. Watch your temper this week. Handle yourself with dignity, okay? Tap into your spiritual center and the goddess within. Even my gentleman can do that as well. Surface level stuff. Oh, also the moon. The moon is at the reverse at the bottom of the deck. Check your moon sign. That's also your emotional placement as well in your reading, Libra. The moon in reverse. This is your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. You may be uncovering the way you feel about something that you were not aware that you felt that way about it up until this week. If you've been in the dark about anything, that's going to start to get better for you. Some things may be revealed to you from deep within about yourself that you've been a little out of touch with. If you have been feeling moody and emotional, that is going to start to get better. Yeah, it's going to start to get better this week. Surface level though, what's going on in your everyday life in the middle of August? We have a 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel activation, which is a chakra in your throat for communication. And I also have hostilities. Now, you came out as the King of Swords and Temperance in reverse. So, Libra, you're in full-on king energy. King energy represents mastery of that suit. So watch out for being a little extra this week. A king is very hard to pull off. King energy, When you're the King of Swords in reverse, you may struggle with your temper. You may have a hard time coming up with good strategies. You may feel the need to manipulate people with words. You may want to get the last word. Libras are very good at doing all of those things, right? So let's try to let Vesta come in and help. Some of you just might be a little short-tempered and kind of grouchy this week. Watch your words. Communication will be important, especially when it comes to hostilities in the environment. You're already in the King energy, Libra. Think about how to get it into the upright. You want to come up with good strategies. You want to be part of solutions and not part of the problem. Stick to the truth, cut through to the truth, okay? There's a difference between being a worthy opponent and a worthy adversary too. Life is not a competition. So if you're not being that way in the middle of the month, you might be dealing with someone who's a little short-tempered, plays devil's advocate all the time, likes to get the last word. This may challenge you, okay? But it will ultimately make you think about what you value. It'll get you in touch with your core values. You and someone else in your environment might not be lining up this week, and there may be hostilities. You can head all this off at the pass. That's why we do tarot, right? To help with those things. There will also be some anxiety as a result of it, you or someone else. They want you to surrender to a few things. There's also some things going on in the environment. I decided to pull cards out with 2 oracle decks to show me what's going on between yourself and maybe others or one specific person that you're thinking of. So needing to speak up, it's okay to express anger. Just be careful how you do it. Anger is a valid emotion, but there could be some hostility. I have door to personal healing and happiness and happy family. So this could be going down within your family or your extended family, but it's also I think it's starting with you, Libra. You are opening a door to personal healing and happiness. You may struggle to make yourself happy and your family happy this week. Look for the imbalances and look for the balances in your life. Be accountable to yourself and be honest and fair and dignified like Vesta wants you to do. Focus on your 10th house the most, but you're going to be pulled with family. There is a stubbornness happening between you and others right now. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself. You don't need to be observing other people 24/7, Libra. Mind your business, focus on yourself. Observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and communicate lovingly with yourself. So try to let go of any stubbornness, recognize it in other people, and also recognize, Libra, that you can't control anyone else. You can only control yourself and with the way you communicate. Right? It could have to do with the material world because I have some pentacles here. You're going to need to surrender to setting some limits. You might not have had the best boundaries or limits with some people in your life, and now you're a little pissed off about it maybe. I do think you're going to break some cycles though. It's going to be an important month for you. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Don't give your children everything they want. I don't care how old they are. Put yourself first. Put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help the world, Libra. You don't need to rush in and fix everything for everybody. You don't need to be overgiving. Generosity of spirit, yes, but you might not be able to give from your wallet. Conversely, don't let anybody be overgiving to you as well. Look for one-sided relationships in your life, okay? And set limits. Another person or someone in the environment, I have surrender resentments. It flew into the reverse. That's good. That's good. There's some unfairness going on between yourself and someone else. So there's maybe a resentment. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings if you can, and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. I actually feel like I got a good vibe off of it flipping into the reverse. Someone may be ready to make some kind of an amends, but there's a pretty big unfairness. And what I'll say right now before we get to this part of the reading is that someone is no longer able to really defend themselves anymore. Okay, someone's fallen apart here in their own defense. They also want you to surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. Just being your authentic, wonderful, amazing, charming, funny, loving, diplomatic, creative selves, because that's what Libra is, and all your unique qualities is what you have to give to the world. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Then you might not have boundary problems with other people, and there could be a stubbornness between yourself and others that can be resolved. I feel like you're getting to the bottom of some black and white thinking that you've been doing. Maybe I know you're breaking old cycles. I already know you're doing that. In regards to what the love angels have to say, these are beings of most high, sentient beings. They're very preoccupied with the relationships we have. And I use this deck to let them speak to us. They're saying two things. The first thing the love angels have to say is, it's important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on one another, now is a time to give to yourself. Focus on the self, have the boundaries, try to let go of stubbornness and resentments. There may be some hostility, and also time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. You might be trying too hard in a situation, Libra. You might have been coming in and rescuing, or you might have not had the best boundaries with others. Someone's trying too hard here. Don't push. Don't push anybody here. And with the King of Swords in reverse, you might be tempted to be, again, a little manipulative with your communication style. It's not a competition, okay? Don't try so hard. Give it time. Have some good boundaries. I also have a message for you at the bottom of the deck, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. For some of you, this is from a deceased loved one that has passed on. I have death and temperance here. So if there's someone in your life that you're missing, that you've lost, they're thinking of you and they love you. But you may have a person around you this week that sends you an unexpected message that says, hey, I'm just thinking of you. I love you. It's also a good time to reach out to people that you haven't talked to in a while, that you love, and remind them that you care about them. Old friends, family members you haven't connected with. You could be thinking about someone you care about that you haven't talked to in a long time, or vice versa. Try to open up the lines of communications with those that you love. That will help you deal with anxiety a little bit better. You or someone you're connected to is a bit anxious. Not getting a strong vibe off of this. So at the center of everything this week, Libra, you're coming out. Here you are, the King of Swords. Your main challenge is Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius. If you have Sagittarius anywhere in your chart, that might be a clue of where this is playing out, okay? So I think that the middle of the month, you might have a short temper sometimes, and that king is a little extra. So watch your words. Some of you may find yourself saying quite a bit in the middle of August, what is the purpose of this? Why the hell am I here? You may run hot and cold. You may have a hard time being patient. I see impatience and a snippy temper from time to time. Not all the time, just time to time. 1 minute you might feel one way, 1 minute you might feel another way. Watch out for a person being this way with you. Again, the King of Swords in reverse. Sometimes he gets mad when he's not allowed to define the truth. You can only define the truth for yourself, and keep in mind that the truth is subjective. It's okay if you don't know how you feel about something. If you're running hot and cold, talk about it with yourself. Talk about it with somebody you trust too. Watch out for people giving you shitty advice or being controlling. The angel of the divine is stepping away and letting you deal with something yourself. You can do it. Listen to your intuition, because the High Priestess is here. I love what's driving you. 2 sixes. 2 sixes. Sixes are pivot points, so no conflict, loss, and change. I do think that what's driving you ultimately is moving to calm waters. You're going to wake up every day in August, in the middle of August, saying, I just want to have a smooth day. I don't want to deal with choppy waves. I don't want to deal with the tumultuousness. I want a calmness. I want to move away from bullshit. I also see with the 6 of Wands in reverse, some of you may struggle with your ego may be bruised in some way. You may feel as though you've been knocked off your high horse. You may be passed over for some kind of an acknowledgement or a promotion. Conversely, some of you are intentionally pulling yourself out of the limelight, or you're about to step into it. When the 6 of Wands comes in reverse, we ask ourselves, what is my personal definition of success? And it's okay to get off our high horse and mingle amongst the commoners a little bit. Maybe communicate about something a little bit better that you were up on your high horse about. pulling yourself out of the limelight or thinking about getting into it with the Six of Wands in reverse. Think about your personal definition of success. I like that you're being driven by sixes. We have 3 sixes here. So definitely at a slow, pivotal point, and it'll be playing itself out in the 3D. Recent past that's affecting your present moment. The Nine of Pentacles, but also the Three of Swords. So some of you might have had a health issue, because I have the Three of Swords and death here. Make sure you get your checkups and go to the doctor, okay? Don't ignore imbalances in your life with Justice and Temperance in reverse. Some of you might have been doing very, very well financially and felt a lot of independence, a lot of abundant luxury. Your business or finances might have been affected by COVID. Or another way I can interpret this is, despite looking so good, your life resume looking so good, there's been some heartache. Your finances and budget might be affected in a way that makes you uncomfortable because Venus came in reverse for you. I'm listening to see if another message comes through. I can feel it. It's just not coming to me in the words. Any day now, Spirit. Oh, I'm hearing it now. Thank you, Spirit. Some of you have been covering up pain with materialism. Not all of you, of course, but some of you. Pay attention to that if that resonates. Your advice from Spirit, the Hangman, Pisces is coming out. If you have Pisces in your chart, check that placement too. The Hangman and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. They want you to pause and look at something from a different point of view. You must surrender, let go. You might be in a situation that you unknowingly put yourself in that you're not entirely comfortable in. You're meant to be seeing something from a different point of view. You may feel somewhat suspended at this time in the middle of August. You may be considering that you need to make a sacrifice of some kind. This may have to do with the Pentacle realm because I have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. You may be suddenly realizing and surrendering to the fact that you might have been having a one-sided relationship in some way. It is a time for you to practice self-care in the Pentacle realm. You cannot be doling it out to everyone else. It may be a time to receive rather than to give, and focus on unpaid debts and a lack of equal give and take in relationships. Make sure you're fair and balanced and you're making other people be fair and balanced with you. Someone may be late on a bill. Either you will or someone might be late paying you something. Watch out for being unnecessarily charitable or people being that way with you. There is a lack of balance in the Pentacle realm and they want you to see that. It might have been difficult for you to see before. And it might be difficult for you to emotionally process, but I know you're going to try. I know you're going to try. Your actions the middle of the month are the High Priestess and the Four of Cups. Libra, what are you a little curmudgeonous about? Well, first of all, I have a lot of Pisces here. The High Priestess is someone that goes off by themselves, or that's the Hermit, but the High Priestess is quiet. She's listening to her own intuition. You will be listening to your intuition about something. I think you will seek a bit of solitude to pray and tap into your intuitive side. Human beings are very intuitive. We have very big brains. We process information very quickly. We're very self-aware. You'll be more aware of your intuition. You might not like what it tells you though. It was weird. When the High Priestess came out, I saw the Three of Cups and I thought it was going to fly out of the deck. And instead, the Four of Cups flew out. So there's some fun to be had, but I don't see you wanting to have it. I think there's this one thing that you're thinking about and you're not going to get the hell up until it gets closer to you. You might be doing some emotional reevaluation. I can see that. Something might be making you mad. You might be having a hard time with a strategy here. You're not sure you're going to be successful. It's been somewhat one-sided with an investment of some kind. You will emotionally reevaluate. The grass might be greener on the other side, or you're not quite ready to join in. You might be somewhat introverted, or someone will be that way with you. Thinking about emotionally what you really want. Emotional stability and going through some change seems to be important to you. Actually, I know it is because it came out in Major Arcana. You see yourself as death in the upright and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Scorpio here. You know, with death coming out, you may be suddenly, well, that'd be the Tower, Some of you are finally experiencing the true finality of something that has been a long time coming. Death is the Plutonian energy of Scorpio, okay? The slow, subconscious, subtle transformations and decay. Something has finally ended. Some of you may have lost a loved one. I'm sorry about that. A pet, a family member, a friend, or you're going through a spiritual and an emotional transformation. You're not afraid of what grows in the place of what dies, but it's been a long time coming because death is slow. The tower is fast. And I think this is about breaking cycles. Something unfortunate might happen with the wheel in reverse. You might have seen yourself resisting change for quite some time. Maybe bad luck. You feel like the universe things weren't all lining up in your favor. You felt as though you were being restricted by Saturn. You may still feel that way. There is a chance for expansion, but the middle of August, you might kind of feel like you're between the wheel and the road as opposed to on top of the wheel. Things will move slowly. You are being given an opportunity here. You see yourself as breaking cycles and needing to slow some things down so that you don't repeat old patterns, if I had to guess. This could be about one-sided relationships, over-investing so that you could be the Nine of Pentacles, and now you're like, whoo, my credit card debt. I've been knocked off my high horse. This might even make you mad. Just think about it a little bit. But I see that you have an opportunity to break some patterns and cycles. It's been a long time coming with death. Something interesting happening in the environment. I mean, we saw the oracle cards. There is a resentment between you and someone else. There is a need for personal space and boundaries. Communication might be difficult with this person or these folks, and there could be some hostilities, but the changes could lead to personal happiness and maybe emotional stability in a family or in a group dynamic. But in your environment, I have Justice in reverse, the Devil in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, so there's been a lacking of accountability, honesty, and fairness between yourself and another person. A contract may be broken. You could be dealing with another Libra and a Capricorn or a Capricorn. With the Devil in reverse, you or this person are facing the shadow side about the situation. There is a lacking in a fairness. There's also maybe a lack of a physical attraction. But if this person or this situation, if it's an illness, don't avoid the issue. It's a problem because the Devil is here with death. If it's a personal relationship, I feel like this person is aware of their own shadow side, and I think they know they're not being fair with you. Watch out for someone playing the blame game with you. They might be the one that wants to get the last word and it's pissing you off. And you may think about ending the whole damn thing and breaking a cycle. The Nine of Wands in reverse speaks of a chronic, repetitive behavior pattern of not having good boundaries. Someone may struggle making it through the tough times, and they might not have great boundaries, but they may also be lowering their guard and kind of giving up. Interesting. This situation is about facing things that chain and bind us that aren't good for us, facing our indulgences as well, wanting more, and facing unfairness and a lacking in accountability. You won't be able to defend them anymore, and neither will they. They won't be able to defend themselves either. I think it's necessary so that you can break a cycle and put an end to something that no longer serves you, because you're driven every day to move into the calm waters. The way you're going to be feeling, the sun and the moon came out of the deck, it both in reverse, when day is night and night is day. And also with the Devil and Temperance, it's midnight in the garden of good and evil. Some of you guys are going to have a pretty powerful spiritual moment and experience that will lead to understanding yourself better. I'm seeing a personal understanding, and you will see and put an end to where you've lacked in accountability and where others have lacked in accountability. So some things that you had hidden from yourself and had been hidden from you are going to be revealed. If you've been emotional and moody, that's going to get better. If you've had any hormonal issues, that's going to get better. You still need to lighten up a little bit. The sun's either going down on something or it's about to come up. So try to lighten up. Get in touch with your inner child in a healthy, positive way. Address any parts of your life where you're very emotional about it and you run hot and cold. You may be subconsciously have been suppressing things, as well as you may be lacking in clarity. And that's why communication came out. And it's going to be a trigger too, because Vesta came out to help you out. Just don't be stubborn. It might be playing out at work too because of the 10th house, but this was a nice surprise. You're ending on the Page of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. This could be happening with one of your kids. This could be happening with you. First of all, someone may find a document that they've been looking for and they are thrilled about it. This also looks like finding a winning lottery ticket as well, by the way. Also, I think some of you are going to start to develop a skill in a small way that makes you really happy in the moment. You will have moments of happiness in the middle of August. You may stumble upon something that captures just sheer total joy for you, Libra. A wish come true as well. Also, one of your kids may join track and field in the fall. I don't know why I just heard that. You might not think they're going to do well. I bet you they will. I bet you they'll love it. Also, someone is struggling with knee pain and flexibility. You may find something that will help with that. You may also find a diet plan or a recipe that will help you overcome indulgences. You may still be struggling with it. You may develop a skill that helps you experience a lot of satisfaction and happiness in the moment, and it may help you with your budget and your finances. I also see a lot of stability here for you with the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, King of Wands, 5 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. This might be happening at work or job. Someone's having to fight through a lot about where they live, being a good leader, and possibly developing a new skill or getting work. But that's coming in September. All right, Libra, I think end of August, September. That's the middle of August for you. I hope it resonates. I hope it helps. Definitely take the advice of the solar system where you stay focused on your achievements in the outside world. Think about your core values, money gained and lost, and relationships. And it will be imperative that you have quiet dignity. Watch out for a bad temper. You might just need to emotionally reevaluate and use your words wisely. All right? Give relationships time and surrender to the magic of who you are, baby. That's mid-August. Hope it resonates. Hope it helps. You can always book a private reading with me if you want to work with me personally. I'm always listening to the universe for you, my dear Libra. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.